Hello YouTube! We're on the real programming channel about HTML and CSS, and I am its host. My name is Andrei. I greet you. Welcome on my channel. This is our lesson 92. We will talk about getting interactive. 14. Chapter HTML forms. Let's go! So far, all your web communication has been one way from your page to your visitors. Jolly, wouldn't it be nice if your visitors could talk back? That's where HTML forms come in. Once you enable your pages with forms, along with a little help from a web server, your pages are going to be able to gather customer feedback, take an online order, get the next movie, an online game, or collect the what's in a hot or not contest. In this chapter, you're going to meet a whole team of HTML elements that work together to create web forms. Also, you'll learn about a bit what goes on behind the scenes in the server to support forms, and we'll even talk about keeping those forms stylish. How forms work? If you use the web at all, then you know what a form is, but you might not have really thought about what they have to do with HTML. A form is basically a web page with input fields that allows you to enter information. Where the form is submitted, that information is packaged up and sent off to a web server to be processed by a server script. When the processing is done, what do you get? Another web page, of course, as a response. Let's take a closer look at how this works. You visit a web page with an HTML form, fill out the form and submit it. The browser packages up all data in the form and sends it over to the web server. The web server receives the form data and then passes it off to a server script to be processed. The server script processes the data in the form and creates a brand new HTML page as a response, which it hands back to the web server. The browser gets the response and displays it. The response is an HTML web page. The web server sends the server script's response back to the browser. Okay, how forms work in the browser? To a browser, a form is just a bit of HTML in a page. You'll see that you can easily create forms in your pages by adding a few new elements. Here's how a form works from the browser's perspective. The browser loads the page. The browser loads the HTML form for a page like it always does, and when it encounters form elements, it creates controls on the page data that allow you to input various kinds of data. A control is just something like a button or a text input box or a drop-down menu, basically something that allows you to input data. You enter data. You use the controls to enter data. Depending on the type of control, this happens in different ways. You can type a single line of text into a text control, or you might click on option of many in a checkbox control. We'll look at the different kinds of controls shortly. You submit the form. You submit the form by clicking on the Submit button control. That's the browser's queue. That is, it needs to package up all the data and send the data off to the server. The server responds. Once the server has the form data, it passes it off to the appropriate server script for processing. HTML page that is returned to the browser, and since it's just HTML, the browser displays it for you. What you write in HTML? There is no deep mastery to creating forms with HTML. In fact, in this chapter you're going to meet a whole new set of HTML elements that all work together to create forms. The best way to get a feel for forms is to look at a little HTML and then to give it a try. Check out this form. This stuff is all old hat for you now. Here is the form. Okay, we got the form element itself and a bunch of elements nested inside it. Relax. For now, just take a good look at the form and what in it. We'll be going into all the details throughout the chapter. What the browsers create. But surprise! To create a form, you use a form element. Now just about any block level element can go inside the form element, but there is a whole new set of elements that are made especially for forms. Each of these form elements provides a different way for you to enter information, text boxes, checkboxes, menus of options, and more. We'll examine all these elements, but first take another look back at the HTML on the previous page and see how the elements and the content inside the form element are displayed in the page below. Here is just normal paragraph text in a form. And here are two text controls for entering a first and last name in HTML. You use the input element to create this. And here is the submit button. Your button might say submit query instead. Exercise. You'll find the contest form in your chapter 14 contest folder. Open it, take another look around, then allow it in your browsers and enter the contest. Now the form elements works. Okay. And you'll find all files under the description of this video. Okay, let's take a closer look at the form element. Not only does it hold all the elements that make up the form, but it also tells browser where to send your form to data when you submit the form, and the method the browser should use to send it. This is our code. Okay, here is the opening tag. Everything in the form goes inside. The action attribute holds the URL of the web server. The folder the script is in. And the name of the server script that will process the form data. Okay. The method attribute determines how the form data will be sent to the server. We're going to use the most common one, post. Later in the chapter we'll talk about other ways to send data and why you might or might not to use post. Everything inside your form goes here, and the closing tag ends the form. So, okay, I have an HTML form that seems like the easy part, but where do I get a server script, or how do I make one? Good question. Creating server scripts is a whole topic unto itself and far beyond what we cover in this book. Well, we tried to cover them, but the book ended up weighing more than you do. Not good. So anyway, to create server scripts, you need to know a scripting or programming language, and one that is supported by your hosting company. Most hosting companies support languages like PHP, Ruby on Rails, Perl, Python, Node, JavaScript, and Java, to name a few. And if you're interested, you'll definitely want to pick up a book specifically for creating server scripts, also known as server-side programs. Check with your hosting company, and they sometimes provide simple scripts to their customers, which takes the work out of developing these scripts yourself. As for this chapter, we already developed the server scripts you'll need. All you need to do is put the URL for this script in the action attribute of your form element. Okay, what can go in a form? It's our next topic. We will talk about this in the next lesson, and this is concludes our lesson 92. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel, please put likes, share with friends, comment, eat fruit, drink more water, read more books, do exercise every evening. That's all. I like you. Thanks you. Bye.